We unbiased, we untapped, we on God, my neighborhood, Pilsen, Chicago, your village, profit plan, you're welcome, you got Chicago.
Chaco. Yeah, this Pilsen, baby. I put it down for my neighborhood. Damn right. It was your Pilsen. I tell them if you're from where I'm from, you know where I stay around. If you're from where I'm from, let me hear you say it loud. Where you from? Where you from? I'm from Pilsen, son. And where you from? Where you from? I'm from Pilsen, son. And if you're from where I'm from, you know where I stay around. If you're from where I'm from, let me hear you say it loud. Say it from where you from? Where you from? Son, and where you from, baby?
Yo, what's up, Ruben? So I'm gonna stop this share real quick.
15 on Facebook Live right now.
So, Ruben, we're gonna get started. You want to share the screen a little bit about the COVID testing, man, we got here in the neighborhood?
Oh yeah, cause so a lot of people been asking me because they've been trying to get a COVID test like as soon as possible, but a lot of places are like booked like till December 1st. So tomorrow they got this COVID test going on by 18 and Paulina, brought to you by Resurrection Project and
Okay.
some other group called Core, I believe. I'll share the picture right now. Give me a second. All right, there you go.
Awesome.
So it's tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Walk up only. It's indoors. They recommend you pre-register at chicagocovidtesting.com. They recommend no eating, drinking, smoking, chewing gum, brushing teeth, like at least 20 minutes before test. And no ID is required, no insurance. So, and you'll get quick results like under 72 hours. So,
What's up, man? There's a lot of people ask about it, man, and then looking for
yeah, I'll leave
results.
it up there for a bit, just so they can get the information, just in case they don't see it anywhere else.
Okay. Yeah, Ruben.
What's on the agenda for today or what?
So we're talking about first, man. November 1st, man. I don't know if you heard about the story about this young lady that got run over. Her name Mia Arriaga. She passed away on November 3rd, 2020, and nobody's really talking about it, man. It's like, she passed away, got hit over there by a intersection of 18th and Ashland, and we haven't gotten no responses from the neighborhood or elected officials or even much national media or even local media on this issue.
Yeah, it's kind of bogus. I think I seen her mom shared a video asking like for people to share it so it can go viral.
Yeah, let me share it right now, man. I'm gonna put it on. Just stop screen sharing. I'm gonna share my first screen, bro. And put the video.
Yeah, that way people can know about it.
Yeah, let me see if you can see it. Let me know if you can hear it.
Of this year, between the hours of 1:15 and 1:45 a.m., a deadly hit and run took place right here on 18th and Ashland. That took the life of this person right here, Mia Arriaga, my niece. Not only did they hit her going forward, but they hit her back. They backed up over her and hit her again. On top of that, another person came and stole her belongings. My poor niece was in Stroger Hospital fighting for her life under a Jane Doe because she had no ID. What we need is some sort of news or action or something taken. Because if this would have happened in the Gold Coast, it would have been everywhere. There were no news reporters, there were no activists, there were no protests. There was just one deceased girl. And nothing, nobody. If Dancing Cats can get 1 million views and go viral, I'm pretty sure my 800 friends on Facebook can make this go viral too. Please help us find the despicable person who took my niece's life. Alex, Josh, Lewis, they all had to put their little sister to rest. And Mark. and that's wrong. I wish that this viral video can help us meet the person who put cones around her and took time out of his day to help this family by not even knowing us. There's a gentleman who lives in one of these buildings up here who took a video of the aftermath. I don't know his name, but I would like to know if he heard something. Please, people, please, help Mark, Alex, Josh, Lewis, and myself bring this despicable person to justice. Please, I'm begging you, please. My name is Valerie Santiago, and I'm under Val San Santiago on Facebook. Private message me. Anything you tell me will be kept in confidence. Please, help us find the person that did this. Thank you.
All right. So as you can see, man, something horrible happened, man. Just not that long. So
Yeah,
we'll put the
I
name
wanna,
on the description of the video once the video is done with and up on YouTube and Facebook. For
I
sure.
want to correct myself real quick, Johnny. That was her aunt, I believe, right? She said my
Yes.
niece. I thought it was her mom, but that was her aunt. That's bogus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not only did they hurt her, but they literally stole her stuff. So it had to be like probably like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that knew who she was, obviously, to hate her that much.
Yeah. A lot of times, people get help from the legal help firm. I'm not sure if they have any this on their website, but we'll for sure put Val Santiago's information for people to contact her if they have any information about the likely person who did the hit and run on 18 and Ashley, for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like in especially like in Latino communities, like, you know what I'm saying, like that's a code of silence. So a lot of people really don't like speaking up, don't like talking to the police in general, you know, like a taboo in the neighborhood.
Yeah, man. Hit to and left bleeding to die, basically. You know, um, it's a pretty horrific way to die. You know, just bleeding out and nobody there to help you out. And we could do something. You know, I know the alderman has watched what happened on the video on social media. He appears he wants to do something. Um, but let's see what he does, man. Let's see what he does, and that's not just only him. We need more people get involved and to make sure we find out the perpetrator of this horrific incident.
Yeah, hopefully they get justice, you know, the justice they're seeking. Hopefully the cops do their job, or the detectives figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna share a little bit of the article real quick, just to give people some insight. So, SBC Global, I'm gonna share it real quick.
All right.
I have it up here. So I'm gonna share my screen. So here, if you can read this along with me, just to give you some details on what the police said. The police said of the driveway of a green pickup truck. So that's a green pickup truck. It's a man. Has to begin to cross the sidewalk. The truck run through the red light, striking both of them. So that means there's another person that was struck as well. The other person's injuries were minor and refused to go to the hospital. And Riago was more severe, and she went to the hospital. One thing they mentioned here in the article is that she lost her parents about 4 years ago, within 2 weeks of each other. Her mother and her father died. So it's a person who's have some difficulties in life. So let's see what we can do to help make sure we find at least some justice for her family.
Yeah. Some people are asking me like just to lighten up the mood a little bit. I got Leo asking me like, put a shirt on. Wondering how come I'm not on camera.
Oh, who, Leo?
Yeah. Shout
Tell
out to
Leo.
Leo.
Yeah, tell Leo. Send him a Zoom, the Zoom link, Ruben, if you want. You know, if he wants to hop on, man, for sure. You know.
Yeah. I put it right down the Pilsen group, so like anybody wants to log in, they could go there.
Yeah,
or they
for
could
sure.
go to the new website I set up or whatever. Am I allowed to play it? I don't know if it'll go through though.
Yeah. Put it on there. Put it on the share chat. Put it in the chat here on and let's see if they can see it.
Let me see. That's my first time like sharing stuff on Zoom. Hold on, give me a second.
All right, Ruben, it's another topic real quick. I don't know if you heard, we'll get back, we'll touch back on this topic and more about, crime in the neighborhood and what we can do about it to help out the neighborhood. But I'm going to share a little bit about something positive that happened that was passed in the, how you say, something that was passed in city council for our immigrant community. So I'm going to share that in a bit, and I'll let you talk a little bit about what you're going to.
Oh yeah, that one article that Javier shared, right? Is he still coming on or not?
I haven't got a hold of him. He said he was coming on, but we'll see if we can have him next time for sure if he's not able to right now. So let me just I'll pull this up right now. So sorry for the not talking right now. So this is another article by SBC Global that I'm gonna share right now. So this is just talking about something that's beneficial to our immigrant community. I'm gonna just share it with you guys real quick. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with. Are you able to see that, Ruben? Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
So Alderman proposed adding immigration status and gender identity to city's hate crime protections. You're able to see that?
Yeah, we could see everything.
Okay. So the two aldermen, which was kind of ironic, a lot of people bash them all the time. It's Alderman Edward Burke and Raymond Lopez of the 15th Ward and Edward Burke of the 14th Ward. They introduced a measure in City Council this Monday, this week. They would add two new protected classes to the city's hate crime ordinance, which already provides protections to race, color, sex, religion, national origin, age, ancestry, sexual orientation, and active or prior military status or with mental or physical disability. So the two things that are being added to are protect immigration or citizenship status and or based on gender identity. So that's super big for our immigrant community to be able to, if they're discriminated against, unjustly, it can be considered a hate crime. And this is one thing that's already in the books in California and New York. So this is going to be coming up shortly. This vote brought to you by Alderman Lopez of the 15th Ward and Edward Burke of the 14th Ward. So it's going to be coming up shortly, and I feel like every alderman and every ward should get along or jump on board with this specific ordinance that's able to help out, our immigrant community a lot. It's a $500 fine.
Like you'll be surprised, Johnny. Though, like there's a lot of times that the aldermen feel like the protections are not needed, and that's how they justify voting no, no against like certain things like that. But it should be interesting to see what they end up voting when they bring it up to a vote.
Yeah, no, I honestly think that it's not that people think it's not needed. I think people are so they're so used to getting behind a bully pulpit, and basically tell each other what they want and what they don't want, and they basically become enemies, political enemies. Instead of helping people out, what they do is now that I want to pass something that's positive for the neighborhood, I get people that vote against it because they're not voting against it, but they're voting against me personally. And it's a lot of political agendas. So hopefully we can put some pressure on these aldermen and make sure this gets passed for our neighborhood. So that's one of the positive things that's happening, man. It's coming up soon. So our people get targeted, and we need to be able to protect them.
Yeah, hopefully one day we end up how could I say it? Living in a society where everybody's finally seen as an equal, regardless of how you look in appearance or whatever your status is. I'm honestly against any kind of labels like that, what I'm saying, like citizen, resident, stuff like that. But
I'm gonna stop the share because I'm sharing other stuff that's ahead of us. Yeah. So, hey, Ruben, anything positive you want to share? With that's been happening in the neighborhood, man. I know you got your new website. It's called Revolution Party. You want to share some of that?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, let me see, because I have made a little video, but let me see if I'm able to load it. If not, I think there's option that gives me like, so I could just load the URL. So let me
Yeah,
try to, let me see, hold on. Because I don't know if it lets me share videos though, so I might go
yeah,
just
for
go to the
sure.
URL. Give me a second. All right, I think it's about to share right now. Yeah, there you go. So I started this organization called Revolution Party. It's not really a political party, but in a way it is. But like the thing is, we don't really endorse our own candidates. Like we rather support people who support the same agenda that the majority of people. Like some people could call it a progressive agenda.
Yeah,
So it's kind of weird for me to say that, since I'm technically like in agreement with most libertarians, but I'm actually learning to compromise as far as like policies that we should be supporting. So like I don't mind taxing, like collecting taxes to achieve certain like social goals, you could say. So probably that's the only thing that will distinguish me between me and other libertarians. Like they'll 100% disagree with collecting taxes to achieve any of that.
yeah.
So I got some blogs right here. I even made one about you for. As a matter of fact, happy birthday! Is your birthday today, right, Johnny?
Oh, no, no, man. It's 24th, man.
Oh,
We
the
2
24th.
days away, but yeah, but thanks, man. It's happy early, right? It's early
Yeah, I
birthday.
feel like I'm spreading fake news now.
Yeah,
No,
man.
but yeah. So I already got a couple interviews locked in. Like the same way I did a Q&A with you.
Yeah,
I'm planning to like actually interview more people that are actually like doing stuff. I call it the like essential. You know what I'm saying? Like something they're doing towards making the world a better place, or just certain things to inspire people. And they're really very good at what they do. So just like you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I put in the headline, the new voice of Pilsen introduces a podcast to his community, and I
yeah,
let you pretty much answer the questions so they could get to know how they could contact you and all that. So I'm gonna do pretty much what the mainstream media doesn't do right now. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain people that get ignored. Um, so I want to provide a platform, the same way you do, but in my way, while writing for people that like to read like I do. So we'll see how it goes.
okay. No, I like it, man. It's something new, man. I know it's a punctuation. You'll get better at the writing part, but it's a wonderful thing that you're doing, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
What about you? Is there anything else you want to share before we start talking about
Yeah,
like
it's I don't want to
how
be
you got?
a a downer. I was gonna share some other stuff. That's because I want to share basically the some of the because we got into like the gentrification aspect of the neighborhood. I want to basically get into some of the crime. Some of the crime that we don't pay attention to, and we feel like it doesn't hit home until like it happens to us or to one of our family members, or it happens on our block, or and it's Pilsen. It's a big neighborhood, and sometimes we don't account to everybody's situation. So I don't know if you remember, man, the barber, Jonathan Castillo. You remember that incident? You remember that
Oh yeah,
incident?
the one that used to work at on Taylor Street, the
Yeah, yeah,
barber.
yeah. So, man, his case is still open, man. His case is still open. Jonathan Castillo was still at 18th place in Damon, uh, and nothing has come about to his whereabouts of the person who committed the crime. So it's still not sealed, his case. So they don't have a culprit. They don't have nobody in jail, and he still needs people to look out for him. If everybody knows any information, I'm gonna share the screen real quick. Of the person, you could call legal help, and make sure he is not forgotten. So we got Jonathan Castillo, was 32, and he was killed on 2000 block of West 18th. In Pilsen neighborhood, West Side, July 20, 2020. So this happened in right in the middle of the street. Allegedly, we had some people that came out, when it happened, and we had, some tough times. There was a U-Haul truck that was mentioned and during the incident. Allegedly, there was his girlfriend, people that were there. If any of you seen anything, please talk and make sure my man gets justice. Too many times something happens like this and nobody's willing to say anything because of repercussions or something to happen to them. You got to think about it. it's going to keep happening until we, you know, we stand up and say, you know, enough is enough, and we'll talk about it, and we're not going to be silent anymore. Ruben.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So what you think, man?
And it's like I'm telling you, like it all comes down to like not only like that's the thing, the police doesn't have to be depending on like other people who, because sometimes there's not even any witnesses, you get me? But like in certain cases, you know, there is witnesses, but obviously they don't speak up for whatever reason they have, and that's
Yeah.
understandable. But it's like I'm saying, like the ones that got to do the work are the ones that are hired to do that kind of work, to figure out who did it, you know, investigate, which is the detectives, you know, not the actual police like that be patrolling and stuff. That their job is to patrol in reality, you know what I'm saying? But so when
Ruben,
people,
you've been
yeah,
on the other side of this aspect, man. What you think that is something that we should do as a neighborhood is like to basically reach these individuals who are committing these crimes?
shit, to be honest, hire more detectives, you know, like that's what like detectives are like the ones that get underappreciated when it comes to like the police, like, and that's why they don't like. It's not that, in my opinion, it's not that they don't want to like do their job, but I don't think they get enough like resources to do their job correctly. You get me? Like
Yeah,
we would have to like literally ask somebody who works as a detective, like in the 12th district, which is our
yeah,
district right here, the 25th ward, and kind of give us like some insight of like why most of these crimes don't get solved, or how come they never get any leads. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's easy to blame the people that don't speak up, but like what about them? You know what I'm saying? Like what can we provide that doesn't require like pretty much snitching? You know what I'm saying? Because nobody likes to like snitch in reality.
yeah. So what you said, in order not to be labeled a snitch, what can be done to like for people like that stigma can stay be away from our neighborhood, or people can you know, help each other out, make sure, you know, we value
Um,
life in our neighborhood.
to be honest, just probably like promote like non-aggression. You know, like teach people discipline, so they could control their anger. Because most of the time, things get provoked out of anger. You know, people don't like things certain people say, and that leads to, one thing leads to another. Usually, it ends up in a violent confrontation. You know, like you'll be surprised. Like a lot of people, they usually stay quiet. They tend not to get in trouble. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
true.
I'm not saying it's like the victim's fault with, you know what I'm saying, but like sometimes like the aggressor doesn't know when to stop, you know.
Yeah,
So it's an issue that has to do with a lot of lack of discipline, lack of education, and lack of like anger control, you could say.
yeah. So I'm gonna put one more article. The family of this young man is originally from Pilsen. They moved into Brighton Park. They currently have a $15,000 reward on for to be able to solve for this case. So I'm gonna share a little bit of that screen real quick. Let's
All
get
right,
it.
there you go.
A teenager in Brighton Park, Michael Cologne, was shot on September 3rd while walking his dog, and police still do not have any suspects.
We've raised the reward because these murderers do not deserve to be walking the streets.
Officers say that a white SUV was seen in that area just before shots were fired and sped away right after the shooting. We posted the phone number to call if you have some information on this. That's on our website, abc7chicago.com.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stop sharing that. So that basically tells a story about Michael Cologne. You know, they have a $15,000 reward. White SUV was involved in the shooting, and there's another young male, man, that's died to you know, to unfortunate violence, you know, in the streets. You know, this young male, you know, deserves justice. So, you know, if you have any information, you can just make sure you contact the correct people, authorities. His name is Michael Cologne, so don't forget, you know.
Yeah, I heard about this case. Somebody that I'm friends on Facebook with is like related to them, to the
Yeah,
victim.
yeah. One of the young men. What was, I forget the name? Guy's name from, he's from Pilsen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I gotta make sure, you know. Uh,
I think I've seen the video too, like when because they were sharing the video of when it happened, like how it happened.
yeah, it was a
And
horror.
that's
I don't want to share the video because it's pretty gruesome. So, but yeah, You can talk about the video. What happened? And
I mean, like from what I remember, like he was just like walking his dog, and then like he was like listening to music, and then some people just approached him, pretty much started shooting at him.
yeah, it's a gruesome death. Walking your dog and just get shot, point blank. That was a pretty not a nice video. Yeah, it's a horrible incident. Hopefully he gets the justice he deserves. A lot of people asking questions, and hopefully people are able to speak up.
Like I tell everybody, like I don't think he was involved in any gangs. You know what I'm saying? But like usually people that are involved in gangs, like they know what they get themselves into. You know what I'm saying? But like this kind of case, I don't think it's like one of those cases.
Yeah.
But like like I like to tell is like the family of victims like that is like when the people that are usually the aggressors, when they live by the gun, they live by the gun. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like if they don't get justice like through the court system, they'll eventually get some kind of like.
Yeah, no. Hopefully, people don't want to retaliate, for an incident like this, or when they find out, oh, well, it was this certain clique, this certain gang,
Yeah, that's the thing that creates the never-ending cycle of like, oh, well, he shot my guy, you shot my guy. Well, why did he shoot your guy? Because his guy shot my guy. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
like never ending.
Yeah. So that's it's never-ending cycle. It keeps going until somebody says, enough is enough.
Is that all the last report you want to make, like raise awareness about?
No, that's I got one more, about a meeting we had in February. But I got Leo here. I don't know if he wants to talk a little bit about it, if he's been listening to us.
About that meeting in Pickard?
Yo.
Yep. Hey Leo, what's going on, man?
What up, man? I had to jump on.
Yeah.
Good thing you guys are doing over here. Happy birthday, Johnny.
Thanks, man. 2 days away.
Look at this guy. Look at this background, man. Killing it. Yeah, so I just wanted to touch on the subject that you guys were talking about in regards to, just the community violence and policing in general here in Pilsen. So I've been working with youth in Pilsen, Little Village, North Lawndale, usually court-involved, gang-involved youth, at-risk youth. And just the struggle that I've seen is just the financing of these programs, the preventative programs. I mean, we all grew up together. We were all raised here in Pilsen, and we saw, just how much like a Gads Hill program could help, or, Hogar and these things, and just like these little programs that normalize healthy relationships with adults, with each other, versus just being out there and, fending for yourself, or, just going out with your friends and, you just look at the corner, you see a bunch of dudes, just hanging out, and that becomes the normal. So yeah, Chicago has like a really horrible homicide closing rate. So like we're not catching the people who are killing, and we need to have better detectives, better police, units out there, trained better. But most importantly, we need these preventative programs, because it's easy to lock someone up. It's harder to, get them before they commit that crime. So I just wanted to come in and touch base on that. So, if Alderman Byron or anyone else is hearing this, just try to allocate some more funds, whether private or public funds, to these programs. A good resource for you guys, just to put in a plug, is Youth Outreach Services. It's located over on Cullerton and Halsted. I was actually working there prior. There's a bunch of good people doing good work there. It's free mental health services. Yeah, let's just normalize having healthy relationships with each other, with ourselves, and try to lower these homicide rates and crime rates. So yeah, thank you guys for giving me the time.
Yeah, Leo, before you go, man, you want to put in the plug for Youth Outreach Services? You want to put their website there and here on the chat, and where we can people can see it, and then we'll put it on the video once it's we've mastered it on YouTube and hopefully Spotify.
All right. No, yeah, man. I'll definitely go into the Facebook and drop some stuff in there. Yeah. Thank you guys again for having this platform.
No problem, man. Hey, Leo, I have one question before you go, man. I know that we had a meeting, man, in February. You attended the meeting. What do you think? You know, because we didn't have a follow-up for the meeting. It was the meeting was held in Pickard Elementary after we had a lot of killings here in the Pilsen area. It was held on February 25, 2020 of this year, but we didn't have a follow-up. So what do you think can be done? You know, we had a big push and a room full of people. You know, and I'm gonna share the link right now pretty soon and talk about it. But what do you think we can be done? You know, because we can't just meet up one time and when it's everything is buzzing and then just stop.
Yeah, and that's the issue, right? Something happens near your home or to someone that you love, and that's when you get activated, versus just being in the grind 24/7. And you know, like I know that you do work with the community. I know Ruben does work with the community. My phone's always open for you know, the shorties who are having any issues out there, for the parents who, you know, there's a runaway child or something, and you know, they want to reach out and see like what I could help them with. But not everyone is like that, right? People usually, if it's not in my home, I'm kind of like not thinking about it. So in a interpersonal level, I would say people need to, you know, just remember that we are part of this greater community. On a political level, we need people to step up. Like I said, you know, it's not just when someone gets shot, when someone dies, when something bad happens. It needs to be an issue that's addressed 24/7, you know, every day of the year. And as soon as we let, you know, our foot off the gas, things are going to happen. So we need to hold ourselves accountable as a community, to have resources, to have, you know, outreach programs, to have, you know, community watch. And I feel like this is a good start as well, like this platform, because you know, just like in the beginning of this clip, you brought attention to something that had happened, and I hadn't heard anything of it, outside of, you know, you guys sharing links with us. And
That's crazy, right? That's
podcast.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that something happens right across the corner from where you live. You didn't even know that it happened.
Yeah, it's literally three blocks away, and I had no idea. So,
Yeah.
you know, these platforms, these conversations, the groups, the Pilsen group, it allows us to have conversations, to be more in community with each other, to be more in the know. So I feel like that's a good start. But I would just say apply pressure to our politicians, to our local officials, get the police departments involved, because it's good that, you know, you have a pickup basketball game during the summer, or you do turkey drives, but that's not the issue. The issue is the gang violence, right? The issue is not kids not being able to play basketball. You know, I'm sure some of them will break your ankles. The issue is, you know, these shorties who are involved in these programs, who need the attention, who need the resources. So yeah, it's easy to get the kids who want to be involved. It's harder to get the kids who don't want anything to do with them. And those are the people that we need to be targeting.
I had a question from a young lady named Christy here. Do you want to? I don't know if you want to feel like to answer. You can see it in the chat. It says, "What does everyday person do? How can the everyday person get involved with the preventative programs, mentoring, and volunteering?"
Just being aware, right? Being aware. You know, before my block got super gentrified, there was shorties outside, right? And it's a lot to say, go out there and make that connection. And I'm not saying, you know, everyone should just go out there and talk to, you know, the kids that are gangbanging, but just not demonizing them. You know, just a wave from your house, a wave when you get out of the car, and just creating that relationship with them where they know, like, hey, you know, that person wasn't a complete jerk to me, you know, despite me being out here. And I feel like that's a big thing that's going on, that's been going on, the demonization of people. Like I remember Ruben, not to throw your info out there, right? But, you know, Ruben in his younger days, you know, people steered clear from him, right? And you look at him now, and he's doing good things, and he's trying to, you know, create changes in these communities. So yeah, just that, being aware of what's going on your block, not being so isolated. And it's harder now because of the pandemic. But yeah, everyday people could get involved at all times, whether it's, you know, reaching out to the local parks and seeing, you know, what you could do. Like I said, reaching out to Gats Hill, Hogar. There's these big nonprofits who can take advantage of volunteers, right? I mean, not advantage, but that would be benefited by them. So that's just something, and just that, just like I said, getting the Citizens app, being active on there, being active on the Facebook pages. If you see something, reporting it to that. And yeah, the want will satisfy what you do out there. So just reaching out and asking that question shows your commitment to the community, Chrissy. So thank you for that.
Yeah, just to add something what Leo said, social media can be very, very difficult, and it's sometimes paying attention. Oh, there's a lot of bad that's happening. This and this is happening. And there's a lot of bad things that happen, and it can take a toll on you. So sometimes it's just better to, calm down and take it day by day. You don't have to jump in, straight in. Take baby steps, and little by little, do what you can.
Yeah, and to add to that, like I'm not saying people to go out there and to try doing, gang work. Like I've been doing it for about 12 years, and it does get difficult. You do put yourself into difficult situations. There's been times where I've been threatened. So I would never say, just regular people just jump off the couch, go out there and, tell a gangbanger stop gangbanging. Don't do that. Like it's not going to end well. But yeah, just like I said, just taking away that demonizing quality of people, and just seeing them as people, as community members, will go a long way.
Hey, Ruben, just to add in, if you can add in a little bit to the mentality that you had when you would have, like Leo said, some people stay clear of you, Ruben, because they knew, that.
I mean, it's like Leo was saying, because like they see me do certain stuff or say certain things or hang around with certain people, so they would assume that I'm an evil person off the bat. Do you get me?
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that I've been trying to preach everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? When people mention gangs, I tell them that there's really nothing wrong with them defending the neighborhood, because that's kind of the reason they started in the first place. Because like anybody who actually studies the history of gangs, they will know that there was a lot of like real racist stuff back in the day, and so the gangs pretty much formed, you know what I'm saying, like to protect like the people from their neighborhood from people from other neighborhoods or other races, you know what I'm saying, and they pretty much still kind of do the same thing, but nowadays it's like provoked warfare, you could say, where they're defending their neighborhood, but at the same time they're the ones starting the stuff, or like I don't see nothing wrong with them defending the neighborhood. I just try to tell them, like, you know what, it's not really worth going to start some shit with somebody and then, you know what I'm saying, one of your guys gets killed because you fucked around and shot somebody or something,
Yeah.
But, people do got to stop assuming that all gangbangers are evil, you know what I'm saying, because some of them are actually like, very smart. Like they do a lot of good stuff, you know what I'm saying, they own businesses, you know what I'm saying, they hire people. You'll be surprised, like just because they don't dress a certain way doesn't mean they're not like the craziest motherfucker on the block, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to humanize the person. They're a regular person, and just like you and me, we just have to talk to them and figure out what's going on. And it's I'm gonna share a little bit about the meeting right now, real quick. If you guys give me a second, real quick. So share the screen. Can you see the screen? Ruben, can you see the screen?
Give me a second, because I was preparing something. Yeah, I can see it.
So
from Pickard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a beautiful article done by the Columbia Chronicle. It's a community meeting to address the gun violence here in Pilsen, racked with conflict. So this was this year, February 25th of 2020. And as you can see the picture, it's a packed room. You had a lot of people, there attending Pickard Elementary here, and a lot of our elected representatives were there, to hear us out. And there was shouts, people agitated, sometimes.
Yeah, I heard there was a lot of complaints about, like, I don't know, something was going. I forgot. I like it was a while back, but I don't really remember. But I remember people saying stuff like they didn't really let people question the people that were speaking and stuff like that.
Because at that time, you recently had a lot of people that had died in the neighborhood, and you had the families of the deceased people that attended the meeting. So you had a lot of pain in the room, and you want the people that have pain. They want to be heard. They want to vent. They want to let you know what they think. And I feel like we didn't let them speak, in that meeting. We didn't let
Yeah,
them.
that's what they were complaining about. Like, like they pretty much didn't even get a chance to like I guess they thought that they were just gonna like say what people that are usually mourning say. You know what I'm saying? But they had solutions that that probably people needed to hear.
So what I got from it is like a lot of politicians that were there were like, here's our solution, and they were shoving that solution down the people that was throat that was there.
Yeah, they were like trying to sell it to them pretty much.
Yeah, and it was not. I don't say sell because they didn't give people options. This is what we have, and accept it or be gone. Type of thing. One of the people that phrases is that community is not the police. Where is the money? It kept being repeated according to people that were there. As you can see, there's a wonderful article that here. Just to talk a little bit more. On Thursday, there was an open line of communication with public service and citizens is long overdue. Conversations on how to effectively address gun violence in the community. So, according to this article, it says there were more than 100 residents, but I can literally think there was close to 300 residents in that building. It got packed real quick. So, and a lot of people got. The reason this meeting came about is because there was a double homicide in Chinatown. And there was a meeting, just to talk a little bit more about what happened. There was a meeting in Chinatown over this double homicide, and a lot of people from Pilsen had just had killing after killing, week after week, and people wanted to be heard, and people wanted a meeting for them.
Yeah, they were pissed off. Obviously, I'm pissed off myself because most of the shootings were like in my area. You know what I'm saying? Like back to back.
Yeah. And that's what led to people wanting to talk to our representatives and had to basically hear the testimonies of the people that died. And obviously you have a little bit more people of that got more of the attention, but everybody wanted to be heard and just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, it's because most of the time politicians tend to just depend on data. Like they go based on whatever statistics are out there. You know what I'm saying? They don't really like reach out. You know what I'm saying, in person. Like how often can you tell me how often you've seen like somebody who's your state representative, state senator, congressman, like in person, anywhere that's not like some kind of fucking protest or a rally or some place where they could just take a photo out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and that's some of the complaints in the community. People say that some of these representatives that are there are just there for photo ops, or just the community organizers. They're just there for the photo ops, but not really there for the struggles. And
they're just trying to stay relevant so they can get their vote, keep their vote.
So I had one of the quotes here, man. I think it's very, very touching. It says, "My house has been shot up 3 to 4 times by stray bullets." We got out said, "My daughters know how to this day how to hit the floor when gunfire erupts." That's insane.
That's crazy. Like that causes PTSD. Believe it or not, like we're in a war zone. Like it might not be as crazy as like other places that are technically really war zones, but we're like kind of similar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm still here. Yeah. Also, like growing up, I'm sure you guys have similar stories, but like you learn to distinguish between gunshots and fireworks fairly quickly. And so that again,
identify the gun.
that is that adds on to that trauma that Ruben's talking about, and all that accumulates in your upbringing. And then you get to the age where, one of your friends is like, yo, I'm hanging out with these people. And it's easier for them to pull you in because, like I said, it's just a normalization of, all of these things, all of these factors. and that's kind of what we have to put an end to, you know. A lot of the people doing the shootings right now are young men and women, and you know, they don't have that consequential thinking fully developed in their brain yet, so they don't think like, you know, I'm gonna shoot this person and they're really gonna die, like go away forever, and that's the disconnect. So we need them to, you know, just start creating that, and the way we do that is by teaching and mentoring and, you know, just developing that part of the brain.
Another quote here says, when you step outside of Pilsen, the narrative is they gentrified already. They don't even have a problem. Well, you know that's not true. I know that's not true. That's crazy.
What did they say?
It's just that, you know, most people, when they think about Pilsen, they think it's gentrified already. You know, that they
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have a
that's
problem.
what
That they
people
don't have
feel like indifferent.
Yeah, that we don't have a problem here with violence or crime.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it is reduced compared to how it was like 10 years ago, you could say, or
Yeah.
even 15 years, you know, like I would say like 10 years ago is when it kind of started dying down.
You know, and it has died down, but it's like we still have a lot of people. I feel like there's a disconnect with the people that are moving in and the people that are already here. I feel like because you do have a gentrification aspect of it, the people that are already here can fall through the cracks, you know, but because economically they're at a disadvantage compared to the people that are moving in.
Like I would honestly like to hear from like people that have recently moved in to share their opinion with us, you know.
Yeah, that would be awesome to hear their side of the story.
But it's like we said in the last episode, like most people can't even identify a gentrifier. Like who is a gentrifier? Oh, shit, I would like to know. If a gentrifier is like don't get me wrong, I met a lot of people that moved in like in the past 10 years. You get me? Like they're what you would call a gentrifier. Like goddamn, they struggle even more than us. You know, that's why they end up renting rooms. They don't rent apartments. That's how they afford those $1,200 rents. You get me? They pay like $300 each, $400 each.
Yeah, they share it. Yeah.
They $1,200 by themselves.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a lot. It's a shared weight. The money that they spend on rent. The issue is,
to be honest,
I feel like the upbringing that they bring is different than the upbringing that somebody has that lives.
Yeah, because like us, we tend to be like prideful. You get me? Like fuck that. I don't care if I got my own apartment, and we like to make fun of people that still live with their parents and shit like that. You get me?
Yeah. It's an aspect of that too.
Yeah, I'm the one that got an extra $800 in my pocket. You know, fuck you.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, man. There's a disconnect, and then that's where we have to make a connection, you know, with the people that are here and the people that are gonna be here, you know, for the long run, you know, and that's to have a community stick together and be willing to, you know, improve, you know, on our situation currently here. So I have here, I'm gonna share this link real quick. Give me a second of I'm gonna share the Facebook link of this young lady. I don't know if you've give me a second of the aunt. I'm gonna share the aunt profile pic. I mean the profile. I'm gonna share it on the chat. I don't know if people can see it, and we'll for sure share it on the Zoom real quick on the.
Yeah, I see it on the chat room. And hey, Christy, do you want to come on the conversation, or you rather just want us to read what you said on the chat room?
Yeah, so I just shared it on one of the comments. So the Valerie Santiago.
Hello, Christy.
Hey, I just parked actually. So no, I mean, my only comment really was going to be that the community has been awesome to us so far. I think that it was important that kind of from the beginning, I did jump onto neighborhood groups, and it was important. It was important for me. I came from a small community. I chose Pilsen intentionally. I mean, it was a kind of a big move for us, because we were coming from so far, from such a small town, to, like, we call Chicago the city, right, where I'm from, and it's the only city around, so everybody knows what you're talking about. But anyways, I was super intentional about where I brought my family to. So intentional about being in Pilsen. And then once I got here, I made sure that I jumped into Facebook groups to see how I could be involved, downloaded the Citizen app. That was something that was suggested to me, and started shopping locally. You know, we get our haircuts here, we grocery shop here. It's been really eye-opening. I mean, it was probably the first couple of weeks when I have a 14-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 20-year-old. And the first time we went to get our haircuts, everybody spoke Spanish. My Spanish is not fantastic, but everybody was super kind to us. And when we left, she said, "How does it feel to, like, be on the minority?" In order to be a part of the community. I think that's the thing. People might be moving in and they might be causing problems, you know, as far as gentrification goes. But if you're coming in to be a part of the community, which I feel like our neighbors, you know, picked up on that really quickly, and we're invited to beers on the corner with everybody else, just like everybody else, you know. So I think it's all about your intention, right?
Hello?
Shit, did you guys get any of that?
No, yeah, we heard you. I just had a call right now. You kind of muted me, but I heard what you were saying. So, like, pretty much you come from, like, a place where, like, it's, like, in your nature, you could say, to develop, like, community ties, right? To kind of get to know your neighbors and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, when you grow up in a town of 2,400 people, you have community ties, whether you like it or not, right? Everybody knows your business. You know exactly what's going on in everybody's lives. But there's something awesome about that as well. You know, people have your back, and you can count on people. You make real connections, and you know, the city is big, the neighborhood is big, but I think that if you're looking for that, you can find it.
Yeah. So, like, when you say you picked this neighborhood, like before you chose it, did you know anything about, like, the problems that it used to have, and didn't worry about that they might still be going on or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, right. When you're researching a place, you can see like how schools used to be rated and how they are now. You can see how crime used to be and how it is now. I could see that pattern. But you know, when I was researching it, Pilsen was considered top 5 safest neighborhoods in the entire city. And I think number 3 for, like, coolest neighborhoods too. You know, I loved the art district was a huge pull, the restaurants, and also the sense of community. I mean, you might think that that's something that's hard to read about. You know, you might think that that's something you have to experience, but enough people write enough firsthand experiences, and you're like, yeah, it comes through in the writing, you know? So, yeah, I get it. I know, it was probably only a couple months in. I had taken my first Uber ride, somebody from the neighborhood, and they said to my face, "You wouldn't have been able to live here 10 years ago." You know, I
Yeah, but
believe
that's
them,
like
they
more
grew
of
up here.
that's more of an understatement, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like, they underestimate you, like, as far as, like, your will to adapt, you could say.
Maybe, but I mean, that's okay. That's okay for somebody to say that. You know, they didn't know me. He was just my Uber driver. you know, regarding your question, I think that speaks to the changes in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and let me see. Did you answer?
Hey, Ruben.
Yeah.
So just to close up a little bit, because it's almost 8 o'clock, man. Yeah, no, thank you so much, Christy, for sharing your side. And yeah, no, it's a lot of people. You know, it takes some time to adapt into a new neighborhood, and you know, you chose a good neighborhood. You know, I just feel that, you know, certain people that don't have the economic status at a certain point might be apprehensive, but with time they become better, and it's you know, as human beings we need to, you know, come together when it comes to ties for the community and feeling, you know, welcomed. And thank you for choosing us and being part of our neighborhood. Ruben?
Are you trying to wrap this up already, Johnny?
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up in a bit, man.
All right. I just got like a couple closing remarks before we close.
Yeah.
Let me try to say real quick. So, you know how we've been joining the Pilsen Alliance meetings regarding the landmark?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, honestly, like I think that what they're voting on December 1st, right?
December 1st, correct. We'll talk about it next week for sure. So next week, next week is on Sunday the 29th, and that'll be 2 days before it, and then we can talk about a plan for that and what we can do to basically.
Not only that, but I want to make sure we hear from the people that are actually for it. You know what I'm saying? I want to know like why. You know what I'm saying? Like tell us why they support it, and if they were on the opposite end of the agreement, you know what I'm saying? Like why would they be against it? You know what I'm saying? Like you know how I told you I want to see what people that disagree with it agree with. And probably try to get like somebody from Pilsen Alliance, you know what I'm saying, to try to tell us like why we shouldn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know they're in favor of stopping it. But,
yeah.
So I wanted to share real quick some numbers that they shared on the email.
Okay. Go ahead.
Like anybody who does want to stop the landmark, hold on, give me a second real quick. Like if they want to help out, it's in Spanish, so I'll try to translate it real quick. So there's like 6 council people that pretty much are planning to vote like to not stop it. So the numbers are in the bottom, you know. So they prefer like, you know, they people call them before Tuesday, you know, or call them on Monday or Tuesday, because like Thanksgiving is this week coming up. So they're gonna pretty much not be in like able to answer their phones or anything like that till the day of they actually make the vote. So the numbers are on there. Patricia Dow from Ward 3, Ward 32, Riley from Ward 42, Ward 46, and Bernard, especially Tooney, you know, because I think Tooney is like the chair of
he's the chair, correct.
So make sure you you know, contact them if you're in favor of stopping the landmark. Like I'm personally in favor of stopping it, you know, because like I got my reason, and hopefully I'm able to testify on that day, so I could like talk shit to the councilman.
No, right. Just relax.
I mean, when I say talk shit, I'm not talking like insult them, you know. I'm just gonna check their ass, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like why, like trying to figure out. I want to hear from them. What the hell are you in favor of it? First of all, you know, like it's not even your fucking community, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even kill.
And I got one more. Hold on. Oh yeah. So it's about this mural. They did the one they just finished painting. Hold on, let me see if I got it. Give me a second. I forgot how to use this a little bit faster. Oh yeah, there you go. So they did the mural, you know, the one they just finished painting. They officially like.
Oh yeah. It's nice.
You know, and shit, we should see like hopefully a little bit more art like that. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice to have like new art around the neighborhood.
Yeah,
that brings a lot of people to the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, to shop in the neighborhood. So I would recommend anybody who has a building like that with like a wall just full of bricks, you know, hire one of the local artists, you know what I'm saying, paint it.
Yeah. It's a beautiful and we'll make sure to have some of the articles that we shared, and we'll have them on the description for the video that's mastered and
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
actually, this one was made by Mateo and Mateo
Pablo.
Zapata and Pablo Serrano. And
Yeah, it's
it
nice.
ain't his birthday today, but it's his birthday today. So happy
Yeah.
birthday, Pablo.
Happy
De
birthday.
cumpleaños, le eche some cumbia.
All right, Ruben. Thank you all for sharing, and yeah, till next week, man.
Yeah, and just real quick, so rest in peace to all the people that have lost their life this year,
Yes.
especially the ones we mentioned. There's one we didn't really mention, but she came out in the article, Angie. So rest in
Yeah.
peace to her. Rest in peace to Mikey. Rest in peace to Big John, and rest in peace to Mia.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, hopefully you get justice, because I know, you know what I'm saying, there's a slow process. Just the justice system government has a slow process. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. Oh, and I just want to read some things out of the Facebook comments. So shout out to David Loridas from the Resurrection Project. Jim Gutierrez said Mia was his cousin, and that the family appreciates the segment. And,
Awesome.
Anthony Rodriguez wants to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And let me see. And Mia's aunt said thank you for sharing the video on her niece. And shout out to Alonzo. He gives a compliment. He said, great job, guys. If only more young people like you can stand up and be the role models to everyone in the community. And you know what? That's what we're trying to do, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to lead by example. All right, Johnny?
Gotta do it someday, right?
I'm the perfect example that the gangbangers you see right now in the streets can't change, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've always been the same person, to be honest. But I think I am
That's good. That's positive. Use your story to help others.
That's all I got, Johnny. I'll let you wrap
All
up.
right. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This will be up shortly on YouTube, and I hope we'll get it up on Spotify. And have a wonderful night and enjoy. Peace.